I was doing my research and I finally figured out what this game is about. I got it right here. Hello everyone and welcome to Action RPG. I'm your host Aaron, and for today's video, no, we are not talking about Baby Shark. Well, I guess you start as a baby shark, but then you get into a really big shark, which I guess then would be a daddy shark. Anyways, forget the rhyme. Multiple people have reached out to me and said, why have you not covered the game Maneater? And I'm like, oh, that looks like one of those spoof free games that, you play for a weekend and you never pick up again. But enough people started reaching out to me that I decided to do some research on the game, and what did I come to find out? That's right, the game Maneater is an action RPG. My fault. I should have covered it a long time ago. So, when I was doing the research tonight, what did I also see? I saw that the devs just released their Dev Diary 4 on the game. And that is what we're going to be discussing here today. But first, if you're new here, welcome. Here at Action RPG, I stream, I do tech reviews, I cover major gaming news, but the big portion of this channel, all things Action RPG. So if you grew up loving the Diablo series, if you're a fan of top-down isometric hack and slash style games, you are in the right place. So please consider subscribing and supporting smaller channels. All right, let's break down this little shark that turns into a big shark. As always, I will share my thoughts. Please feel free to share yours in the comment section below. Here we go. All right, so let's jump right into this. So right now I'm on Shacknews. This is an article titled Maneater Exclusive Dev Diary Story in the Shark Experience, written by TJ Denzer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read through some of this. I'm actually going to hold back most of my opinion until after you see the Dev Diary video, and then we'll discuss it. As we roll through 2020, one of the most important questions remains: when can we play Maneater, the shark-centered action RPG? I should have covered this a while ago. The shark-centered action RPG from Tripwire Interactive has been nothing short of delightful in its every appearance. Unfortunately, we still have to wait till May 2020 for that. But in the meantime, we do have a lovely new developer diary from Tripwire Interactive going in depth into story design philosophy behind the game. Yes, there is a philosophy in devouring all challengers to grow big and strong. From a little shark to a daddy shark. Tripwire Interactive shared their latest developer diary with Shacknews, thank you. On April 29th, 2020, the Dev Diary shares the perspective of different Tripwire devs and Maneater voice actors and motion capture performers. A big part of it is perfecting what can be described as a customizable shark experience. Lead character artist Bryan Wynia takes us inside the design ideas behind allowing players to grow the shark into their personalized beast with aspects of all different kinds of sharks, all crafted into the apex water predator you want to be. Now I am going to, spoil it a little bit. Like, it shows during the video, like, one of the sharks is like an electric shark and it's like teleporting. I don't like that. Like, I want like a big gruesome muscly shark. Like, I don't see like elements. That stuff seems kind of silly. But it also makes me think it's a kid's game, but it is not a kid's game. Other perspectives include that the game director William Monk II and lead animator Daniel Boniff, who goes into the process of what it takes to motion capture artists to properly give life and possibly sudden lack thereof to the beachgoers, lake fishers, and otherwise tasty human morsels foolish enough to lurk about the shark's habitat, giving the humans normal activities you might see on the beach that twist into panic in the face of this terrifying, ferocious shark is an intense experience. Now, I do have to say, this game is gruesome. Like the person's beating on the shark as it's eating him. It's not a kid's game. It's also integrated to the animation and capture efforts, giving life to the wharfs, boats, beaches, and Maneater. Finally, senior sound designer Andrew Daring gives us a glimpse at what goes into the craft of designing a soundscape above and below the water, with muffled effects droning in the background before the shark bursts to the surface for a snack. All of this together is a fantastic look at the blood, sweat, and meat going into Maneater. The game looks fun. It looks fun. Okay, so that's the article. Kind of give you a little bit about what you're going to be hearing about and, you know, another person's perspective. So let me play the video and then we'll come back and we will talk about it. Enjoy the Dev Diary 4 for Maneater.
Maneater is an open world RPG. You play as a shark. You start out as a little baby and you gotta work your way up slowly, growing and evolving until you can just eat someone practically whole in one shot.
The story itself is told through a classic documentary TV show. You have this narrator who's talking over what the player is doing.
The merest drop of blood can alert a shark to a likely feast.
Think about it as there's some high-tech drones, etc., following the shark around and just capturing its life. The game is presented as, after all this footage has been collected, the reality show developers, directors, producers have taken and made a show out of it.
Maybe want to turn on the gamma.
It provides lighthearted laughs as you're going through this game, eating fish and people, and growing and becoming a more powerful shark.
Being a character artist, I'm always thinking about the character because it's how you're experiencing the world. To basically take control of a shark and experience a world through its eyes. There's been shark games in the past, but being able to change your shark to create the type of shark that you want is what's going to make us unique and stand out. So the way the player shark has been constructed is that he can be customized. Does he take on attributes that are somewhat like a thresher shark, or can you customize his skin to where he has like slight patterning like a tiger shark? So really designing the player shark to where he could be the best parts of all the sharks you love the most was the most challenging, but the most rewarding process.
Animating humans is a real challenge because you're constantly looking at a human and judging it based on what you know, what you see every day. So we wanted to capture as much variety of human activities that you might see on a beach as we could. And the best way for us to do that was to use motion capture.
Got probably 600 different actions of beachgoers playing in the beach, doing stuff in the beach, moving around.
Not every game does it where you capture the actor live and you're capturing all of their emotions and the nuance in their face and everything and translating that to the video game character.
She's gonna make quite a mantelpiece.
When you're below water, the physics and properties on sound are completely different than they would be above water. Like if there's a swamp boat that's coming around to attack you, to just make it sound as menacing as possible, but then have the duality completely flip when the camera goes above water. Now all of a sudden it sounds natural.
The combat in the game is very reminiscent of World War II aerial combat. Position is really important. You can choose to evade if a target's coming and attacking you, or you have this tail whip ability, and if you can time it just right, you can actually parry what they're doing to you, like hit them, stun, throw them off, which allow you to move around along the side and be able to attack them.
As a shark, you can really do the things that you would expect a shark to do. Jumping out of the water, taking people off boats, pull them under the water, eating them or drowning them.
The weaker you are against your opponent, the more strategy you need to use. But then as you get bigger, you become super OP against that opponent, and then you just can go in and just wreck it.
Those type of things are going to be what make this an exciting game to play, and making sure that every one of those actions feels really impactful and has just the right amount of camera shake or just the right amount of impact for the player so they feel like, wow, I really did that.
To me, it's just having fun, eating people, and hearing their reactions. I think that's the biggest thing that really hooked me.
Playing Maneater is just that ultimate power trip.
I hope you all enjoyed that shark basically ripping everything to shreds. It's a pretty interesting and, like I said, violent Dev Diary. So right now I'm actually on the Epic Store because I wanted to show you guys some information about the game. So it also has a kind of cool little 1-minute trailer too. But on here, the game actually drops May 22nd. So you're going to be getting it in 3 weeks. You can get your hands on this. Again, it is an action RPG. It's mature, and this game will end up costing you $40. So it is not free. It's a $40 game right here. Okay. Now, my opinions. And again, I've known about this game for a while, but I haven't really dug in and done a lot of research. So, I'm not going to sit here and call myself an expert on Maneater, but my perspective from everything that I have seen, okay? It's not multiplayer. Now, obviously, not every game that you play is required to be multiplayer to be fun. In my opinion, Maneater would be a game that would be required to be multiplayer to be fun. Here, I'll scroll up so you can see this. Why? When I'm customizing my shark to how I want it to look, I would want other people to see that. I would be thinking about PvP, being able to fight other sharks and use skill and use the environment and use the different things that I have unlocked, to be able to do that. I imagine getting in groups of sharks and being able to do different things, like everybody hits the beach at the same time to try and take out everybody. Like if this game was a multiplayer game, it could really be something special. And now I feel like I'm saying that all the time. This game could be really, really fun if it was a multiplayer game. Other than that, the game itself, I think the visuals look good. I think a lot of stuff's in the right direction. I don't like the whole lightning shark, but for the most part, it's a really, really good idea. I feel like a lot of people have been trying to make a good shark game for a long time, and maybe this is it, and maybe for the future, this game could become multiplayer. But I'm not a huge fan of the shark skins. I think for the most part that's pretty silly. You can do a lot of different visuals to make different types of sharks, or maybe you don't have to be a great white. Maybe your Maneater can be a hammerhead. For a visual perspective, there's a ton of stuff you can do. But my thing is, for $40, I would want it to be a multiplayer game. And if you're gonna do the whole skins thing, obviously this is on the Epic Store. You would think they're going to copy Fortnite because that's what everybody does. It could be the game's free, so you get a ton of people, to play it, and then obviously you charge for the cosmetics. But that's what I think. But the game looks fun. If I do end up getting my hands on it, I will definitely be a game that I would stream, because I think it would be a lot of fun to be able to do the commentary when you're kind of doing the different attacks. And, it's a mature game, but I'd probably let my kids watch this one because they're terrified of sharks. So, maybe it would help ease. No, it probably wouldn't help ease their fear. It would probably make it 10 times worse. Anyways, now I'm just rambling. Maneater, it comes out May 22nd. It'll cost you $40. It's funny because the game is on Steam, but I haven't seen anything that it's going to be on Steam. Maybe it is. But on the Epic Store, May 22nd, $40. So I'm going to link other content that I have coming out. It's going to show out at other content that I've done recently. It'll be at the end of this video, so please check that out. I continued this week to do my Motion Blaster. Look at this, I got it right here. My Arcade Motion Blaster reviews. So I've already put out 3 videos, and there are 2 more coming. So check that out as well. But that's all I got today. Stay home, stay safe. Aaron out.